Okay. So from here onwards, we are about to explore your life. We are about to explore what's going on in this world. We are about to explore what's happening around you and what's happening within you. Have you ever studied what's happening within you? Or you always study what's happening around you? Let's go back to your childhood memories, right? You're always looking outside, right? You were looking outside. You were sensing things that are happening around you. You were sensing things, you were sensing incidents. You were inspecting incidents that happens around you, isn't it? Do you remember that when you were born, there were two familiar faces that came in front of you every day? Who are they? Father and mother. Remember? Then you started calling them father and mother. Remember? That's how you come to know that they are your father and he is your father and she is your mother. Otherwise, you haven't done the DNA test to confirm whether that is your father and that is your mother. No, isn't it? Have you done the DNA test and confirm it, or you just start to call them mother and father? You started to call them mother and father. And after that, ladies and gentlemen, we started exploring what's going on around the world. And your mother and your father, and then you met your brothers and sisters, they showed you what are the things that are happening in the world and how to be like a human being. Not like a human being, how to be a human being, right? Remember? You learn how to behave in the society. You learn from school, you learn from everywhere that how to behave in the society. That's what you learn. You haven't learned what's going on within you. You haven't learned what's happening within you. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you think this is the first thing that you have to learn after you come to this world? What's happening within you, not here. I started this journey to explore what's going on within me. As Iranthi said, that I was a scientist. I did PhD in chemistry and biochemistry and biophysics. Those days I was mixing things in the outside, chemicals. Now I am mixing things in the inside. Here. Always it's good to mix. It's good to mix things up, isn't it? When you mix different things, what happens? You get different effects, different things. So here onwards, I need your 110% attention. Can you give me that? Not 100%. 110% attention. If you can give me 110% attention, that you will understand what I'm talking about. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about something that you learned. I'm going to tell you something that you never explored, never sensed, never experienced. I'm going to talk about something that you're listening, you're understanding for the first time in this room, in this life. Of course. You might feel that, oh, really? I learned everything. Yes. We all learned everything. But in this case, you are a child. What I'm about to tell you, in this case, you are a child. Ansh, Could you please move? I can't see your lovely face. You know, you will understand why I need your eye contact. When I come to the end of this session, you will understand why I needed that. Because I'm not talking to you guys, I'm talking to your mind. I'm not talking to the face, I'm talking to you, your heart. You have to see eye to eye with me. I'm telling it again. You have to see eye to eye with me. And you have to come out from this body and come from here and see from my point of view. Not this eyes, but my point of view. Then you will understand something cool, something you never experienced. I'm not going to hypnotize you, don't worry. Sometimes it feels like, am I going to be hypnotized? No, don't worry. I don't do any magics. Even though that we advertise as illusionist, I am not the illusionist. Right? I am not the illusionist, but I am illusionist. I am not the illusionist, but I am an illusionist. That means, where are the other illusionists in this world? I can see so many illusionists in this room. Let's see who are the illusionists. Let's see, huh? Let me ask you a question. What is the purpose of your life? Oh my God. What's the purpose of this lighter? To make fire, right? To make fire, isn't it? So what is the purpose of your life then? I mean, they have a purpose. But your purpose is keep changing, isn't it? Don't you think so? Remember when you were small, you had a purpose of what? I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor, I want to become a teacher, I want to become a lawyer, I want to become a blah 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 blah. And then once you become that, then what happened? I want to you always have another thing. What? I want to be like Elon Musk. That's the maximum you can actually. I want to be the Elon Musk. Okay, let's see, huh? Do you really want to? Not yet. If you had the chance, let's see. If you had this chance, let's say if you have enough money, then I can't stop you. You will try to beat him. Those days when I finished my advanced level, that is the last exams in the school, high school, one of my friends came to me and told me, hey brother, if you want to become rich, you have to start CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountant. Then I thought, if I wanted to be happy, if I want to become a happy person, then I have to do what? CIMA. Then I started CIMA. And then another person came to me, into my world and said, if you want to become a good person, a rich person, a wealthiest person, these days, the trending is to do IT. Languages, computer languages. IT professionals earn a lot of money. Okay, then I started that course as well. And the back of my head, my mind, sometimes I'm getting, I should go along with this field that I studied, that is the biology, chemistry. So whatever happens, now I ended up with having a PhD in biochemistry and biophysics. Now I'm done. Do you think I'm done? No. Then my supervisor said, if you want to become a good, someone who is worth to this world, you have to do research. Then he offered me a postdoctoral fellowship. Then I started doing a postdoc. Then I came to know something is wrong here. We keep doing things again and again and again and again. I'm not coming to an end. There's no end. Even though that the cartoons had the end, the end screen. Every cartoon that you watched, remember that they had the end. The Tom and Jerry, the end. But you never had the end to anything that you're doing. You had always what? Next thing. Because when I remember that my supervisor always asked me, when we were celebrating, after we published a paper, when we were celebrating in a pub, having a beer, not like this, as a layperson, don't think that I'm drinking. And he always asked me, what's next? Do you have this kind of idea? What's next? Because you can't stop doing anything. You can't stop. You can't stop it. You can't stay without doing anything. You always need something to do, isn't it? You always have some void to fulfill. You always have some mental gap that you always feel that, okay, I need to fulfill that. You are running behind this gap. You're trying to reach that gap. Do you have this experience with your life? Yes. I want you to recall your memories. I want you to go back to your life, because I told you at the beginning what we are going to do. Explore yourself, not myself. Those days, since you were born, you were exploring everything outside. Now for these 2 hours, just only for these 2 hours, shall we come to an agreement that let's explore yourself? Let's explore who you are. Let's explore why you have feelings, why you have thoughts, how thoughts are coming to your mind. Don't you think that's something that interesting to study? From someone who understands this? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to a teacher that I found what's going on within me. Then I found a way to be happy constantly. A way to be happy constantly. Doing nothing. Doing nothing means I don't have to do anything to be happy. Okay, think about your life, Let's think about your life and my life, First of all, let's see, before we go ahead, right? Can you be like a child? Can you be like a child for these 2 hours? Only for 2 hours. I know you are 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years old. Right? Can you be like a child? Now, you just born. You were just born to this world. When you entered through this room, you were just born to this world. So what's this? What is this? You just born to this world.
Tell me, Papa.
Tell me, Papa. Yes, that's the question I need from you. You don't know what is this, isn't it? You need to ask her. Remember those days when you were a kid? Okay. We are going to call this Bulbul. What is that? Bulbul. Why I am saying this? This is the parameter. This is the meter to check whether you are like a child or you are now adult. So when I point this out, what is this? Then that recalls you to, okay, I need to be like a child. Can you agree with me? Yeah. This is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm 100% sure that towards this journey in next 1.5 hours, right? you will understand something very cool. So you will realize something that you haven't even experienced before. In order to understand that, what is that? Bulbul, bulbul. What is this? Bulbul. What is this? Say, bulbul. Bulbul. What is candlelight? You don't know, huh? You don't know what's a candle, huh? You know bulbul, okay? Not only for this room, huh? When you go out, otherwise you will erase your memories and you will. Ladies and gentlemen, so going back to that story, are you always happy or you're always trying to be happy? Are you always happy? Like 100% constantly happy, or you are going through roller coaster ride? Sometimes ups and downs. Do you really want to be happy all the time? All time high? Each and every moment you are okay. You're done. You don't feel anything that you don't have to do. Like you will do a lot of things. You will serve to the community. You will serve everything. You will do everything that you're doing right now, but you're happy from within yourself. You don't have to do those things to become happy. Then you're not thinking about yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in that mindset, you can think about the others wholeheartedly. Because now you're not trying to make you happy by doing things. You're always happy. Do you understand this mindset, what I'm talking about? You are always happy, but you know that you have to do some responsibilities to the world, so you're doing that. Okay? That doesn't mean, since you're happy, that doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. You work fingers to the bone, not to make you happy, but for the betterment of the humanity. Would that be a nice mindset, isn't it? If that can happen in this world will be at peace, right? Because everybody wants, what happened? Everybody wants them to make them happy. Everybody wants to make them happy. That's why they do everything towards even though you're working as a profession, like which profession that you work because you need money. You need to pay mortgages. What's the interest rate these days? High, right? You hate the central government, right? The bank. Isn't it? Too high. So you're doing everything for your happiness. You're thinking about yourself. You can't give 100% to the others. Because in some part of you is keep telling you that you have to think about yourself as well. Agree or not? Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, not that, like that. But you can't see from my actions. In my mindset, I don't have that attitude. I'm not telling this to you right now because to make me happy. I'm happy. And I'm practicing towards that happiness. I'm still practicing that path. I'm not done yet. But that happiness, my goal is always, I can feel the goal. I'm reaching towards that goal. But your life goes always keep changing because you are on a roller coaster ride. Sometimes happy, sometimes sad. Agree or not? From day in and day out, what you're doing? You're doing things to make you happy. When I ask you what's the purpose of your life, you can simply say to feel happiness, isn't it? Now think about, you want to be happy, isn't it? You want to be happy always, isn't it? No? You just want to be sad as well. Do you want sadness or happiness? No?
be aware when I'm happy and aware when I'm sad.
Yeah. You want to be aware that you're happy, right? That means you need to feel that you're happy, isn't it? From morning to night, what you're doing is to make things to make you happy. You're doing things to make you happy. You're doing things, different things. You are trying different things, different activities to make you happy. Some people do swimming. Some people play basketball. Some people play some other tennis or something to make them happy. And rugby. Here, what is that? What's the game that you love in Australians? Soccer. Soccer, right? Soccer, right? Football? It's football, it's soccer.
It's
soccer.
Everything here.
It's everything here. It's mixed. That's why everybody doing different things to make them happy. Then they can't do anything thinking about the others, because part of their mind always doing these things, half of, like 100, they are not, you can't give 100% to that activity, because you want that activity to make you happy. This is what you feel, isn't it? This is what you can understand. This is what you can feel, sense. This is what you understand. This is what you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine there's an illusionist. If he's an illusionist, what he shows you is not the reality, isn't it? Let's say I'm an illusionist, right? Now I'm showing something. I'm an illusionist, can you consider me as an illusionist for now? I'm showing this. If I am an illusionist, what I am showing you is what now? What I am showing you right now? An apple, right? If I am an illusionist, what I am showing you right now is not what you feel, isn't it? What you sense is apple, but what actually exists here is not an apple, isn't it? I'm talking about illusion means what?
It's not real.
It's not real. You feel something, you sense something, but that what you sense is not what exists here. Do you understand this point? Agree? Are we all in the same page? What you sense is an apple, but what exists here is not an apple. Do you understand?
As in, like, are you saying that it's what we understand to be an apple? It's our perception.
It's your perception, because I'm an illusionist. What I'm showing you is an apple, but what exists is not an apple.
But does the thing actually exist?
No, I'm giving a metaphor here.
Okay.
I'm giving a metaphor here.
No, but the thing that's perceived, does it actually exist, or is it in the mind of the perceiver?
Yeah. We will come to that point, right? But what I'm showing you right now, what you feel is an apple, right? Imagine I am a magician, I'm doing a trick. The magician, illusionist, doesn't provide you what real. What you feel is not the reality, isn't it? You got the point? Okay.
Like Wizard of Oz. Like a Wizard of Oz, like behind the curtain is.
Behind the curtain is different. Exactly. In your mind, you feel that you are searching for happiness, isn't it? In your mind, you sense, right? You are searching for happiness. But ladies and gentlemen, even though you sense that you are searching for happiness, that is not the reality. You are not searching for happiness. I'll prove to you that you are not searching for happiness. Now let's go back to your day-to-day routine works. I'm going to explore your mind, what you feel, right? When you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, right? And you get ready for your job, isn't it? Can you stop doing that? Can you stop and can you stay without doing that thing? Can't, right? Probably not. Because when let's say you were late to your work, can you stop going to the work? No. Why you're going to work?
To get paid.
To get paid, but that means you are doing that action because you have some mental pressure here, isn't it? You are doing that action because you can't stay without doing that action because it increases your pressure, the mental vexation. Each and every moment, even this room, when you're changing your position, why are you changing that position? Sometimes you change the
Seeking comfort.
you're seeking comfort. That's what you think.
Avoiding discomfort.
Actually, avoiding discomfort. Madam, you can't stay like this for 2 hours. Sometimes you might feel, it's paining, and then you move your legs on. Why? You think that you are seeking comfort, right? This is what you sense. Seeking comfort, happiness. But what you're doing is, behind the curtain, what actually happens here is actually it generates some discomfort. Over the time, it increases. Isn't it? If this is the comfortable position for you, stay forever. You can't. What you will do? You will dance, right? Don't worry. You can move. Likewise, each and every moment, ladies and gentlemen, right? The things that you are doing, actually you are not doing because to seek happiness. You are doing to get rid of the pressure that you experience. Over the time, it increases the pressure. Not the pressure in the body, but the pressure in the mind. Recall your activities, you will understand what I mean. You can't stay without doing that action, perform that action because it increases the pressure. Then the moment that you go over the limit, you start doing that action, isn't it? For example, let's say a person who's, let's say, like in the worst case scenario, let's say a person who's addicted to smoking. Let's say he's having a determination. Okay, I'm stopping smoking. And then after some, one day, second day, third day. Now what happened? Time to time, there's a monster in the mind. He's screaming and yelling and he's screaming and yelling and fighting with you. Give me. Do you feel sometimes there's some kind of experience? You haven't seen in this way. I'm showing you that this is why you're doing these things. Ladies and gentlemen, not only the activities, even now you're opening your eyes and looking at me. That's also because of what? Do you see me? Do you see me? Yes. Right? Do you see me, madam? Yes. Why are you watching at me?
environment directed us.
Directed us towards this, and you're not actually watching at me. You want to see something, at least. Even when you close your eyes, you want to see at least black color.
So it's the expectation.
There's an expectation to seeing. You haven't even felt that there's an expectation to seeing. Right at this moment, each and every moment, in the mind, there's a small mental vexation builds up to see things. At least some colors. That's why, if I stay like this for you start to feel boring. Remember the Mr. Bean that in front of that United Kingdom, the palace, there were guards, I don't know what they, he's going and changing things, right? Why? Because he wants to see changes. He wants to see difference in the colors, changes, some changing happens. You have that mindset right now. Even right now you are sitting like this and you are very comfortable. You want to see different things. That's why, okay, right? If I give you, okay, look at this. Don't look at me. Look at this forever. Can you do that? No way. What will happen to you? Let's say I'm going to put you in a chamber that everywhere is white color. The round-shaped chamber where there's no borders. You know that sometimes studios have that kind of environment. White cycle. White circle. The whole globe is white color. What will happen? You'll be bored.
Or go insane.
You go insane.
I'll come out of life.
You know why? Because you want to see different things, different colors. Ladies and gentlemen, each and every moment in your mind, there's a wanting generates in the mind. Each and every moment. Wanting means, the wanting always comes with what? Vexation. Vexation? The mental vexation, mental pressure, annoyance, some discomfort. That's why you're searching comfort. Why you are searching comfort? Because you are discomfort. It generates unbeknowingly. If I didn't say a word here, you will start to hear at least the sound from ACs. Then you are satisfied with that sound. There are experiments that some people, they have put them into, so the experiments, they have put them into sound zero chambers, like it's zero sound, the zero vibrations. After some times, they started to experience the blood flow, the sound of flowing the blood from these veins. And they are satisfied with that. That means each and every moment, there's a mental pressure to see, hear, smell, taste, touch, think. Do you agree with me or not? This is the behind the curtain thing. But in the front, you feel that you are what? Searching for happiness. But in the back end, that software has front end and back end. If you are an IT professional, that sometimes back end programming and front end programming. Okay. In the front end, you have different appearance. The back end, it's a hell. Isn't it? It's like an iceberg. In the front, the top, you can see a small iceberg, small one. But at the bottom, it's a huge thing. Do you understand this? Do you understand? Do you have a question? You can ask. No? That means in your day-to-day life, when you're talking to each other, you talk about that I'm doing this for happiness. I'm doing this for my satisfaction. I'm doing this for my comfort. I'm comfortable with that. But actually, ladies and gentlemen, on the backside, what happens is discomfort generates. You're doing action to get rid of that discomfort. You're doing actions, you're performing everything to get rid of that what? Headache. Ladies and gentlemen, now think about this. Each and every moment you're doing this action to get rid of the discomfort. But even though now you have been doing this, keep changing actions, looking at things, different things again and again and again and again and again and again and again since you were born. When are you going to finish this quest? When are you going to finish? When are you going to have a state of mind that there's no vexation, there's no pressure builds up? No, I'll give you an example for this. It's like you are getting a headache and you're taking a Panadol to that headache, right? Having a Panadol is a temporary solution for the headache, isn't it? How many Panadols do you need to get rid of the headache permanently?
You're causing new problems.
If you had too many, then you are causing new problems. But let's say each and every morning you are having a Panadol, it goes away. And then after some time, it again comes back. Then you are taking another Panadol, it goes away. And again, now headache comes back. And you are taking another Panadol, it goes away. Constantly you are now feeding Panadol to that headache, and you are living with the headache, you are living with the Panadol, Panadol, headache. And when you are having a Panadol, you feel that discomfortness, that whatever the experience you had, it goes away, it withers away. You know that difference in the mental pressure that you experience, that you felt the pressure and now you got a relief, right? You know, that's what you perceive as happiness. Remember that when you were looking for a car to buy something, that I'm giving a big thing, right, to experience this. You were searching for it. When you were searching, you had this mental pain. I should get it out, get this. And once you get it, once you buy it, then you feel that. Yeah, you feel that short time, right? It's like when you're having a headache, right? When you get a Panadol, what happened? You get a relief for a short time. If you want to experience that relief again, then what should you do? No, you need to have another headache. Isn't it? If you want to experience the same comfortness, right, then you need a headache. It's like your father hits you, and then your mother is giving you a hug, because your father hits you. Then if you want to feel mother's love, then you have to get the punch from your father again. Do you agree or not? This is the life that you're spending. I still haven't opened the Pandora box. I'm just still going through I'm deep delving to the deep concept that I want to explore. If you agree with me, then I can go next, right? If you don't agree, then I need, that sometimes I can't get 100% of the audience to come along with me, but I'm trying my level best to bring you with me, right? So it's an opposite sine curve. The pressure increases, drops, increases, drops, increases, drops. This is where you perform the action. When you perform something, the action that you want, it drops, and then after some time it comes back again. That's why Friday nights, yes.
From your biochemistry background, can you think of this as like dopamine?
Yes,
dopamine,
definitely.
All these highs and lows,
yes.
all sorts of things.
There's a hidden mechanism why dopamine level is getting low. It's not biological. This is the way that it reflects in the biological.
The way it's experienced?
It's in the mind. We are going to experience the mind. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens here, time to time, the mental vexation increases, you relieve it. It increases, relieve it. This is not time to time, each and every split second. It's like, I can't write. Each and every split second, it increases, drops away. Increases, drops away. Increases, drops away. Do you understand this? This is what's happening. Okay? But you feel it in the other way around. What you feel is, sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are sad. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are sad. This is what you sense. This is the reality. This is opposite. When you are under pressure, you are down. When the pressure releases, you feel that you are happy. This is not a perception, ladies and gentlemen. This is a deception. It's not what you perceive is real. What you perceive is you are getting happy. But you are not happy. What you felt is relief of the pressure. The happiness that you were looking after each and every day is a relief of a pressure. Relief of that pressure you felt.
So is that not happy when you release the pressure?
Then, if I have a way not to have pressure constantly, then what do you think? Then you are always happy, isn't it? If you don't have pressure, means that you are happy.
We're just addicted to being uncomfortable.
It's not you are addicted to being uncomfortable. The uncomfortableness always generates in the mind because you don't know something. I'm going to show you something. Ladies and gentlemen, this mind is not searching for happiness. Sorry to say. This mind, that means you, are not searching for happiness. You are searching for something else. Do you want to unveil it?
Yes.
You are searching for the truth.
The what?
Truth. That's why even Jesus said, the truth will set you free. Remember in the Bible it says, that's why, don't see me as a Buddhist monk. I'm a scientist in a robe. Okay? You're not searching for happiness, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every moment the mind is searching for the truth. If you find the truth, that truth sets you freedom. That truth will give you the freedom of searching that thing. It's like this. What is 1 plus 1? Once you realize let's say, when you realize 1 plus 1, then you are happy. Right? Do you have to realize it again and again? Once you realize 1 plus 1 is happy, not happy, 1 plus 1 is 2, then you don't have to realize it again and again because you know that 1 plus 1 is 2, isn't it? Agree? Yes. Then, if realization brings you happiness, that happiness will last long forever because once you realize, you don't have to realize it again and again and again.
Unless you forget.
You won't forget, 1 plus 1. Is it something to memorize or is it something that you feel from the bottom of your heart?
Have the gnosis, and the experiential.
Experiential.
Like wisdom.
Wisdom. I'm talking about the wisdom here. 1 plus 1 is not 2. 1 plus 1 is 2 means that is a wisdom. It's not because that you memorize it. You feel from the bottom of your heart that 1 + 1 is 2. Agree or not? That realization brings you happiness, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the mind is vexed because mind is seeking for something, but mind feels that he is seeking for happiness. Mind is seeking for something in the back end, but in the front end it feels that he is seeking for happiness. Then you have projected that happiness is coming from cake, happiness is coming from pizzas, right? Happiness is coming from what? Spaghetti, New Zealand, money, and none of these ingredients, these are electrons, protons, neutrons, ladies and gentlemen, they don't possess any happiness within them. Nobody adds an ingredient called happiness when they make cakes. Then you have preferences, red velvet or gâteau. If you love red velvet, some people love red velvet cake, some people love chocolate gâteau. Some people don't like both of them, they like mud cake. Then if mud cake gives you happiness, then how come other people doesn't get the happiness that you feel? That means this is an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. This is the illusion that you experience. What's happening behind you, within you, is something else. Do you understand this? I'm showing you something that I'm. You might feel like you are turning upside down, something like this. This is what you experience. What you experience is not the reality. This is the perceived reality, and this is the real reality. I don't like to say it's real reality, it is reality. Reality doesn't have any real reality, isn't it? Reality means it's real. I know that you haven't seen reality shows because all these reality shows are actings. Don't think that they are real, okay? Do you think they're real? Do you think that they can't see the cameras? And TV broadcasters, they have big cameras, right? They can't hide cameras. They are acting in front of you, and then you feel, that is real. This is like advertisement. They shows you, right? If you want to become happy, this is the exercise machine that you have to buy. And then when they are exercising, they showed you what? You can exercise with a smile face. But when you buy that machine, and when you get onto the machine and you start doing it, then you start, then you hate it. And after some time, then my mom, I remember back then I bought something like that, and my mom starts hanging clothes in there. Because of why? Because I ended up with using that. Because I hate it, I don't like it, I didn't like it. Each and every advertisement deceive you. They are not telling you the truth. They said, if you want to become happy, buy this pen. I've passed this exam because of this pen. That's how they advertise. You know, brand ambassadors, sometimes she is 23 years old and she say that I become this beauty, the lovely face of that I have right now is because of this soap that I'm using it, right? But that company started just now. How come that happened that she... Do you understand that you get... I mean, please, ladies and gentlemen, you need to come out of this foolishness. If you don't have a life plan, you will fall into somebody else's plan. You have felt into somebody else's plan because you don't have a life plan to understand what's going on within you. That's why nobody can trigger me, nobody can fool me now, because I know what's going on under the table. I'm not looking at the front. I'm looking at the back, underneath. Yeah. Are you ready to deep delve into this rabbit hole?
This place.
Do you want to find out how this pressure is building up? If you find out how this pressure is building up, that's the end of the story. Ladies and gentlemen, you are playing a game. You are playing a game because you don't know the rules of the game. When you understand the rules of the game, that is the end of the game. You are playing the game to find out the rules of the game. Once you realize the rules of the game, you're done. Then you can use the game. This is what's going to happen within next hour. Don't look at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, you are living with this world. Nobody in your association, like among your friends and people that you associate, understand this part. Everybody lives in this matrix. Nobody understands what's going on here. You think it's like you feel that having a Panadol is the solution. It's like calling the fire brigade to the fire is the solution. No. You have to find the root cause of the fire. If you can get rid of the root cause of the fire and uproot it, then that is the way to eradicate that fire. Otherwise, what you will do is, you need always fire brigade next door. When you want to watch a movie, those days you have to go to town. Now, it's on your palm. Netflix. Right? It's like you have taken the fire brigade from the town to you're on your palm. Now fire brigade is there every time when you want to watch a movie, when you feel that mental vexation. Remember? When you go home, every day after work, what you do? You sit on the couch and taking the remote and switching on the TV, that you have big TV, right? And you heating up the couch for another 2 hours, and then you fed up with the TV, and then you take the phone and YouTube shorts, TikTok, whatever, TikToking and everything, Instagram. You're swiping out you're actually not scrolling, you're swiping the surface of the phone. You feel that you're scrolling, isn't it? But what you're doing is swiping the phone screen. And after some time, you get red eyes, you feel the pain, and that is the end of the story for that day. You sleep. Am I talking to Martians or I am talking about these earthlings? I'm telling you a story. This was my story 2 years ago. I was with you. I was doing the research. I was trying to get a maximum out of this world. I invested a lot of money in companies, and I started a company. I had live streaming and photography, wedding photography business in Canberra. Because I was doing postdoctoral fellowship in biochemistry and biophysics, and then I started a company. I thought that having two different pathways will give me more money and more happiness. And I had what happiness? That happiness. Do you understand this? Happiness. Shall I call it that as happiness? Huh? Don't expect happiness, but expect happiness, peace, serenity, ultimate peace in the mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this mental pressure increases each and every moment because there's a root cause in the deep rooted in the mind. If you can treat to that root cause, then you can uproot this. If you can treat to this root cause, it will get rid of the mental pressure develops. The development of the mental pressure. As a result of that, you can perform any action without this pressure. Right? The mindset that I am following, if I tell you, if I can, okay, I can give you the what do you call? In words, I can explain to you the mindset that I am following, my goal. This is it. You have eyes, but you don't want to see. You have ears, but you don't want to hear. You have nose, but you don't want to smell. You have tongue, but you don't want to taste. You have body, but you don't want to sense. But that doesn't mean that you're not sensing. You're sensing for the purpose. You have a mind, but you don't want to think. There's no wanting to think. What do you think? This mindset is the mindset that you are ready to die, isn't it? If you have this mindset, then you are ready to die. Why? You don't want anything, but it happens. If you die, that's fine. If you have wanting to see, then you are not ready to die, isn't it? Because you want to see. Did you get that point?
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm going to show you how to get that mindset. Okay? This will be an introduction, but you have to start journey with me if you want to start. I'm experiencing it. It's I to report, you to decide.
So, are you saying like our natural state is to be avoidant or ignorant? We want to be ignorant, or that's the natural state, and then really
That's the natural state.
Yes, and then
Ignorant.
Ignorant, yes, and then
Ignorant of the reality.
of the truth, the reality, and so because then here you said, okay, so on that side, on the sense side, you're adding.
Yeah, you're adding. You keep adding because
Adding, yeah, you're adding cake, you're adding cars, you're adding everything in this material world, you're adding. But on this side, you said, okay, if you put someone in a white room, eventually they'll be happy with just the sound in the blood. They can sense the blood in their head.
I mean,
So
even though it's no sound, it's happy.
It's happiness.
Yes.
So then it's the opposite.
It's opposite.
The truth is actually to take away. Is that right?
No, the truth is to understand what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, truth. You have to understand the truth. So I'll explain like this. So this mental pressure is first I'm explaining on the board, and then I'll show you, right? Mental pressure rise because of the attachment. Attachment arises because of the ignorance. This is the equation, IAM. Can you see that? Can you take this out? Could you please? Yes. Ignorance, attachment, mental pressure. Because of the ignorance, attachment arise as a result of that mental pressure. I'm not talking about the attachment that you feel. In your mind, you feel that you are attached to people, you are attached to cakes, different types of things, preferences. I'm not talking about that. There's another type of attachment in the deep root in your mind.
Like desire.
There's a desire, not for the cake, but desire to find the truth.
What do you mean by the truth?
Yeah.
You're going to get to it.
Yeah. Ignorance, not knowing the truth. Because of that, attachment arises to find the truth. And that leads to the mental pressure. This is how this generates. I'm going to explain to you what's going on here. What is ignorance? What you feel right now? Right. What is this? Bulbul. Remember? Now tell me. This apple. Can you see apple? An apple? This apple is the same apple that was here, right? I'm talking about the way you feel. This apple is the same apple that was there, right? And this is the same apple, this is the same apple. Huh? Is it two different apples or same apple? The apple is made and it's there, isn't it?
Say that again.
This is the apple, it's made. Made means done. Not somebody, by a tree. It grew, right? Somebody didn't make this. Right? And this microphone is somebody made it and now it's there, right? It's constantly there, isn't it? And how about this bubble? See, I have different toys and things, you know. And what about this? You know, this is the bubble maker. You know, the kids are playing with this. This is somebody made it and it's there. This is the same thing that was there and it's there. And how about you guys? You're the same person who entered to this room, and that person is now sitting here, and he is listening to me, and these people are looking at me, and watching at me, and enjoying what I am going to tell you. You're about to explore what's going on you, right? The same person, right? Same person, right? No? You don't feel that you are not the same person?
We're always changing.
Changing, but you are changing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are changing, but you is there.
Physical you.
Yeah.
The physical you is there. You are changing. I mean, you change the position. You is there, but that person is changing. Remember when you were showing somebody that a photo of you when you were small. You say what? This is me when I was small. So me is there.
What is that though? It's not the same. But I'm going off track maybe. Because me when I'm small is I'm like a whole different, even my cells are completely different.
But how do you feel? That's the same person, right? I'm talking about that. And how about Sydney? Where is it? It's there, right? You know Sydney city? It's out there, isn't it? How about the car that you have? It's there. If you have a house, that it's there. Did you get this point? You feel in that way. You feel Everything is there, the made. These are things that made, and these things are there. This is the production of Woolworth Essential, packed for Woolworths by Bella Vista, New South Wales. It's the company address. Okay?
Do you mean like material?
Either material or whatever. Your mother, she's there. She is the same person that you were born, since you were born, that she is there. She lives with you. You live with her. She lives with you. Do you feel in that way?
So it's like your consensus reality, the reality that you build for yourself. This apple is always there. I've always known this apple. My mother is always there.
There.
This
And then you feel...
constructs that you
Exactly.
in your mind.
Exactly. You sense the fixedness. You sense a fixedness in this world. You sense that this thing is made and it's there. It's constantly there. It's being there. It's there. What? Something made. Done. It's ready. The clothes that you're wearing, it's something there. It's okay. It's already produced. Do you feel in that way? The chair that you are sitting right now, it's constantly there, that chair, the same chair. Do you feel in this way?
It's a strong illusion.
That's the illusion. That's not real. I'm sorry to say.
Also, the apple is not there.
It's not the same apple. I'm going to tell you. Wait. Yes.
Are you talking about like 3D reality versus like actually knowing nothing is actually...
I'm not talking about there's nothing here. I'm telling you something. Give me 1 second. Give me some time. I'm going to... See? Wait and see. I'm taking you through a journey. Even Alice in Wonderland, when she went through that rabbit hole, like tumbling down rabbit hole, she went step by step. She didn't go to the bottom first and then explore the other sides, right? So I'm taking you through this journey. Ladies and gentlemen, even though you feel in that way, you sense in that way that things are there, exist, like fixed. None of this world is fixed. Do you remember that when you were small, when you learn solid, liquid, air, the three states of the physical world, do you remember that the particles were moving here, isn't it? The wobbling, wiggling, right? Even the solid, the particles were not fixed.
We just see it as fixed, but it's vibrating, smaller.
Smaller vibrations are there, isn't it? How about electrons, protons, neutrons? They are also what?
Vibrating.
Moving, vibrating. They are not stagnant, isn't it? How about your cells in the body? Are these the same cells that this moment cells are the same cells this moment cells? Or the cells keep rearranging?
It's the same with the apple, because it's decomposing every second.
Every second, you can't say it's decomposing.
Or changing.
You can't say it's changing as well, but I would prefer to say it in this way, there's a flow.
Yeah.
Energy flow.
So can you say that, okay, everything is moving, really then it's up to you to perceive it? It's your...
No. Slow. When you say everything is moving, still you have that mindset that there's a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't explored the world Looks like apple? We haven't explored the world in between us. Point B. What we have seen always from our eyes. You have seen always from the point A. Do you understand this point? Sir? You always seen from your eyes. Behind the eyes, whatever that you experience, you have seen since you were born. But we haven't come in between these two and explore the world.
So this apple is not the apple?
Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to take you through this journey. Wait. I love this audience. They're so curious about the thing. This is the truth that you are searching for, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you feel there's a difference in this and this? How about everybody? Let's see if there's a truly difference in this. How do you see the difference right at this moment? You didn't touch it. You only saw it. You can see it, right? How do you see the difference?
Different color, different shape.
Perceiving the form. But in order to perceive form, first you have to experience the colors, isn't it? If there's a same color, whatever, the camouflage, the same color patterns were there, then you won't perceive that as a one separate thing. Isn't it? In your perception, first step is to perceive the colors. Agree? Agree? Perceive the colors and then perceive the shapes, forms. Got it? I'm going slowly because I'm opening this box now. Slowly. You feel that the colors are coming from here, isn't it?
They're not.
Because you haven't understand the theory of everything.
But also like a different animal would see it differently too.
Yes, what exists here is an energy aggregation.
What do you mean by that?
Energy is aggregated in different shapes, different arrangement. Same energy, different arrangement. I can explain you like these are a bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons arranged in a specific way, isn't it?
Can you also think of it like, like as humans, like through our human eyes, we see it like, we understand there's a red apple. But you can imagine like an organism that can see a totally different spectrum of light, for instance. So for us, it might look like a red apple. I mean, we say apple because that's like
red.
How we've been trained. But maybe to like a different animal, like it'll be glowing or something like this.
Yes, let's see. Because what you experience is the experience that you receive. That's not what I receive.
Well, but you see it as a red apple, don't you? You don't see it as a green apple.
What is red?
Yeah.
What is red?
When you say
This is red.
Okay, slow down. Here I'm going to introduce you a concept. The concept is this. Remember sodium? Let's go. I always do this. So you have to think freshly. Huh? What's the quality of the sodium? The properties? It's explosive. Not explosive, it's when you put it into the water, it explodes. And chlorine, bleach. And how about this guy? Salt, right? From where does this saltiness come from? From sodium or chlorine?
Combination.
Okay, combination, okay, but you have same sodium is here, same chlorine is here. Can you see that? Then the quality, at least 50% of the quality of sodium chloride should come from sodium, isn't it?
Because it's the mix of the two that makes a different chemical.
Mixing doesn't make a different chemical. Mixing always, how many electrons, protons, neutrons and electrons, protons, neutrons in this total set is the same number of electrons, protons in the both of them. It's not something new, ladies and gentlemen. This is a rearrangement of the thing, same thing. Rearrangement generates different effects. But that effect is not something here. This is what you experienced.
So it's our consciousness that's the center
Yes.
of everything.
Can everybody see a triangle here? Okay, I'll take it. Can you see a triangle? Where's the triangle?
Between the pens.
Can you touch the triangle? Am I touching the triangle or am I touching the pens?
You're touching the pens in the
Where's the
space
triangle
between-
then?
The shape.
This space between.
Where's the triangle?
It's where we understand it in our mind.
Through the pens.
You're seeing the triangle through the pen, ladies and gentlemen. Triangle is not here,
It's a symbol.
right? This is an arrangement of pens. Get this point, right? Arrangement of pens generates a perception of triangle in your mind. The triangle is not exist here. Which part is triangle? Is this part is triangle, this part is triangle, or this part is triangle? Now what happened to the triangle? Tell me what happened to triangle, huh? You said there was a triangle here, right? Okay, now what happened to the triangle, huh?
Rearranged.
Okay, then there's no triangle there. There's an arrangement of pens, and that changes to this. This arrangement is this arrangement. This is also arrangement, isn't it? This is also arrangement, isn't it? This is also arrangement, isn't it? This is also arrangement. This is also arrangement. This is also arrangement. Everywhere you can see arrangements, ladies and gentlemen. You are a bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons arranged in a particular way. No way. This arrangement generates a perception of triangle in your mind. But that triangle doesn't exist here. These are the causes. One cause, the second cause, third cause come together that generates a triangle perception in your mind. Got it?
Yeah.
Are you along with me? The people in the back, huh? Can you see this? This come together. That generates an effect. Where's the effect? Not here, ladies and gentlemen. It's there.
So it's like the meaning that it creates inside of you, and whether you're aware of
I'm not talking about the name triangle that you have given. I'm talking about the sensation, the sense you feel. You know that you feel something here. The sense, that is an effect due to these causes. Let's try to figure it out. What are the other causes? Not only these three, ladies and gentlemen, but also this light. If you switch on this light, it won't give rise to that triangle perception in your mind. If you switch off your brain, that won't happen. If this world is not rotating its own axis, we will be flying. I can't see you triangles then. I can't show you triangles. I will be flying, you will be flying as well if this earth stops rotating its own axis. Get it? Got it? That means, ladies and gentlemen, whatever the arrangement here generates an effect.
It's conditional.
It's conditional, but that effect is not the causes. Yes, you can't find the effect from the causes. I'll simply explain this. Can you see a shadow? Huh? This shadow doesn't have the quality of the light, isn't it? Light is not the shadow, shadow is not the light. Shadow is absence of the light. Got it? Shadow cannot be there without the hand, isn't it?
Or the light.
Or the light. Or the board. That means the shadow is something manifesting due to causes. Causes come together to generate an effect. That quality of that effect is not coming from the causes. When causes come together, it generates a completely different effect, ladies and gentlemen. You can experience it here. Do you understand this? And there's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. This shadow is not something made. It's being made.
No, it's being made by your mind.
No.
It's conditional.
Okay. Is there a shadow now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Agree? Everybody? Is there a shadow? Then what happened to the shadow? If there is a shadow, then now tell me what happened to the shadow.
Is it gone because the condition
Where did it go?
is there to make the shadow?
Where did it go? I'm asking that you said that something is made, right?
You went away with your hand.
Yeah.
Then the way that you experience the world is different, wrong. It's not something made, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every moment, causes come together and that generating. It's not something done. It keeps happening each and every moment.
So the same as the apple. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. This each and every moment, all the causes come together that generate this is not a shadow, this is a generating. Each and every moment, this hand supports for shadow. This light support for shadow. This board support for the shadow. Mandy?
So the causes have come together, those things have come together to...
Even the cause, yes, but even the causes are also not fixed, ladies and gentlemen. It is also being generating. This moment light rays are not this moment light rays. This moment light rays are not this moment light rays. Do you understand that?
When are they from a minute ago, a second ago?
You can't say that it's that moment.
What do you say?
That means it's not fixed. There's a flow. Even these cells are not the same cells. This moment cells are not the same cells, this moment cells. This is also what? If you come out of this body and explore this hand, this is something like zzz. I gave a sound. That what is that? This is a process. That this is not a hand, being a hand. B-E-I-N-G. ING is, you put ING for what? For continuous. Not present continuous. Present continuously presenting. See, that's true, right? Present continuous tense. Continuously presenting. Did you get that, sir? This hand is not something fixed. It's being produced.
But is it being produced because it's being perceived? Like by us?
And also perception is also being produced. Let's see.
So we are making this in our mind.
Let's explain outside and then I'll come to inside.
Is it an assumption of what we're seeing?
What we are seeing is perception, but perception happens with ignorance, without knowing what's real. As a result of that, you feel the fixedness.
Which is what we assume.
You assume that this is the same thing. Wait. So slow. We have more time. This shadow is not a shadow, it's shadowing. Producing. Happening. Chiratma, can you switch off the lights? Shall we look at the computer screen? These are starlings, birds. Try to find out different shapes when it is made, okay? Did you see something? Is it made? Is it something made or being made? See, when tell me when it is made. This is butterfly. Okay. Now, could you please switch on the lights? Yes. Did you see different shapes? When it is made, all the birds were flying and keep generating that effect, isn't it? None of the time, there's no moment that you can say it's made, done. Do you sense what I mean?
When you say made, another way of saying it is completed.
Completed, yes. Fixed. Done. They didn't say, okay, I done that. Well, let's go back to the... No. Wailing and then butterflying, something like that. This is also like that.
It's appling.
Appling. But the thing is, apple is also not something made. This is also being made. But the energy aggregation always keeps the energy in that proximity. Keeping. It's like when you blow a balloon, you hold it without putting a knot. What you're doing is you're providing energy to keep the balloon pump from the diaphragm, right?
even though the shape changed, but they were the same birds. So my question is, you're saying example of the apple, even though it's changed, is it not the same apple? But before you said it's not.
Birds. Let's take one bird and see whether it's the same bird.
What do you mean?
Same cells, same arrangement everywhere. Inside the cells, one cell, one cell. Is it the same cell each and every moment? Molecules are going here and there. Oh my God! When you go deeper and deeper, deeper, you won't see anything that fixed.
No, because the bird is like breathing in oxygen.
Oxygen and taking water.
And so it's always, everything's always changing.
Not changing,
Or like
flow.
flowing, yeah, in a process.
So how that applies to the apple?
This is also
Slowly.
flow.
You just can't see it.
But it's invisible too.
Framework?
Huh? A
Flow, what is flow in your framework?
A frame. That frame is that we have projected. That because of the colors. I'll explain. The flowing happens, right? Whatever the flowing happens generates an effect in your mind. That is these colors. Colors is also something that generated in the mind, ladies and gentlemen, due to causes. What are the causes for the colors? This arrangement, whatever the energy arrangement, light, and your eye,
The way we
and your brain, plus there's a hidden energy that we'll explore it later. Right? People talk about karmic later. Huh? I mean, I can give you a hint. When your mama or dada or your partner call you, sometimes when you are sewn into something, you didn't hear, right? You didn't perceive it, right? She called you, he called you, but you didn't perceive it. Your ears, the eardrum, sense the vibration. It sends the signal to the brain. But that energy didn't open up that gate to sense the sensation, the sound that generates in the mind.
We weren't open to receive. In a way.
Yes, that happens because of that another energy. We'll talk about later, not today, another time. I know that you are coming to me. You have to start. We have to do this again and again, right? Okay. I'm going to show you a science, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, this color that you perceive right now is also something that generating in your mind each and every moment. The color that you feel right now is not here. Energy here, light, eye, brain come together to generate the color. It's like sodium chloride come together to generate the sodium chloride effect. The salt is not sodium. Salt is not chlorine. This energy is not the color. Light is not the color. But light and this energy aggregation provides support for the color that you perceive. In order to prove this to you, close this eye and shake this eyeball and you will see that world is shaking. That means you haven't seen what exists here. Because nothing happens here. What you're sensing now is the inner, the creation, the colors that creating in the mind. That is also not the same color each and every moment. It's generating. It's like these shapes. I try my best to get this message to you. The color that you feel right now, sense, right? Do you see in colors right now? The colors being generating in the mind. This is not something coming from here, ladies and gentlemen. Have you made cake? Huh? You need flour, sugar, ice. Sorry, not sugar, ice. Icing. This is not icing cake. Let's say butter cake. Flour, sugar, butter, and what else? Eggs. When you mix things together and bake, then you feel the caking effect. Cake, not cake. It's a caking effect, right? Where does that cake effect come from? Butter, sugar, flour. No, all the things has to come together. Then, whatever the energy aggregation here, support for the color. The light is also support for the color that you feel, isn't it? Can you switch off the lights? Then whether they can see, whether check that they can see this light. Can you see the? It's because of that you can see.
But the quality of the red is different because the light is blue. Now it looks more like black. You know.
Yeah.
If you put a blue light on it, it'll look black.
Because of that light, you can still see something. Now turn on the lights. Now you start to experience that world, right? Which world? Is it here or generating within you? That means, ladies and gentlemen, it keeps happening. Then, what you have experienced is moments of perceptions. That's why this apple is not this apple, is not this apple, is not this apple. What you have experienced is not an apple, a sense of an apple. Sense. Perception happens here or there. There. What you experience right now is not here, but I am not telling that there's nothing here. I'm not telling there's nothing here. There's energy aggregations here. That energy aggregations, light and everything comes together to generate the effect in the mind. It keeps generating.
So that there's no difference. It's all, this is energy, that's energy. The difference is that we're saying apple, salt, pan, table.
Actually,
but all energy. It's just we're saying.
Everything is equal. Because colors are not here. Colors are something, an effect because of the energy aggregation. And shall I tell you a secret? Where does the sound come from?
Inside our ears.
Ears? Ears doesn't know about the sound. Ear is sensing vibrations.
The brain?
Brain senses the electric pulse. The mind senses the sound.
It's the experience of the sound.
This is the experience, the feeling, the sense. What you feel is not what this gentleman feels. What I feel is not what you feel. We haven't shared our experience throughout our life. Right now, you can see me, right? No. You are seeing your perception that happens because of this energy aggregation keep producing here. I am the one. I am not a one. I am not one entity. I am producing here all the particles and everything is generating that effect here. Got it? And now tell me. We did a workshop on Saturday. Last Saturday? 12:30 to 5. In there I explained it because we had 5 hours, no? I went it slowly, but this is something like a trailer. Right? But we usually do 3-day retreats. In there you will experience this to the maximum thoroughly. Do you hear the sound? Is it coming from inside? Sound is coming from the inside, or sounding happens in the mind because of the vibration happens here? That's energy, right? That vibrates, right? The air molecules vibrates, right? The ear is vibrating. Ear is not sensing via sound. Do you hear the sound that coming from the mic? Mic is not providing sound. Mic is sensing the vibration of the air molecules. Vibration of the air molecules is not the sound, isn't it? Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. You have been living in a dream world. This is the perceived reality that you feel. But the reality is completely different. When you don't understand what's real, as a result of that, clinging happens in the mind because you feel that the same salt is here. You feel saltiness is coming from the salt. Saltiness doesn't come from the salt. Saltiness is your experience. In order to experience saltiness, salt plus tongue plus brain and all the things has to meet together to generate that effect.
But there's no way of knowing how you're experiencing the saltiness versus the way for all I know, you can put the salt in your mouth and for you it tastes sweet. Or the way I understand sweet. There's no way to know.
You found it. You got it. You got it. Now, can you trust this world in that case? If this is the real, then can you trust what I feel is the same as what you feel?
So, when you have to say, like, you were talking about the sound, you have like a very popular band that the whole, like, so millions and millions and millions of people listen to, and it's the most popular, and everyone loves them.
You're in the Beatles.
But yeah, the Beatles, say. Right?
Beatles, yes.
But then we're all hearing it differently, supposedly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
You haven't heard what they played. They haven't heard what you have heard.
So how does that? What's that phenomenon? Are we all just pretending?
No. It's because
We like it individually, but then we see other people like
yes,
it too.
yes. Because that's why you are playing a game. That's why I tell you, you are playing a game without knowing the rules. Once you know the rules, you stop playing this game. You like sound because you feel that it's a different thing. See, I'll prove to you. Do you hear that sound? Do you hear that sound? Do you hear that one? Sorry. Let's see like this. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Is it something different or same thing mixed together now? The two different things mixed together, how do you feel? Oh, that's nice. Each and every moment, this is very dynamic. Each and every moment it's creating, the sounding happens. When you know that this moment apple is not this moment apple, you can't love for the apple. Which moment apple you going to love? Which moment apple? It's appling. Even you are not you-ing. You are useless, isn't it? I'm not offending you, right? Remember that you are not you. This moment perception is not this moment perception.
There is no me to offend.
Okay, I'm going to show you this. Do you find interesting this? Interesting? Huh? Do you like this session?
Yeah.
Oh, you bored now. You know, this is the wisdom that Buddha found. I'm not talking about the religion, ladies and gentlemen. Now, think about this domino. Huh? What happened? Chain reaction happened, right? This domino sense my touch. Does this domino sense that touch? This touch?
Not your touch.
Not my touch. It sends the touch from this domino. But my touch cause for that effect. Right?
It sends the effect of your touch, but not the actual touch.
Exactly. Likewise, what happened here is not what happened there. This is a chain reaction. Ting, 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 and effect. What you have experienced, ladies and gentlemen, is an effect, each and every moment. That effect, you can't find the causes, ladies and gentlemen. This is very sad to explain, but you have to understand this. You can't find the causes, because when you look at the cause, then that's also an effect. Huh?
What is the trick? What is the trick to be happy?
Sir, when you understand this, right? Actually, that understanding brings you happiness because of why? You feel the world as it is. Then you can't attach to things. Because there are no you to attach to things. Because thing and you are creation in the mind because of the ignorance. I'll explain in this way. So, as a general rule of thumb, the rule, we can explain it like cause 1, cause 2, cause 3 come together. That generates an effect, isn't it? Effect is not the causes, effect is not cause 2, effect is not the cause 3. Do you understand that? Do you agree with that now? Huh? You know, remember, shadow cannot think about the hand, because shadow doesn't know that whether there's a hand or not. Shadow doesn't know whether there's a light or not. Shadow knows about shadow. Autobiography of the shadow. Write down, you are in the kindergarten. Autobiography of a shadow. Does shadow knows about the hand? You knows about the hand because why? You can see that shadow is being generated because of the hand. Shadow is being generated because of the light. You knows that. Huh?
Plato's cave.
This is the same thing. Now, shadow cannot understand what's going on there. Shadow knows about, I am a shadow, I am a shadow. Even shadow is a shadow or shadow wing. Got it? But you have felt and experienced that everything is fixed, isn't it? That is also an effect, isn't it? That should be an effect as well, right? You know, feeling the fixedness. That this same also is there, right? That is also your feelings, right? That's how you feel, right? Am I? This is the reality. In the blue color, I am showing you the reality, right? But what happens, ladies and gentlemen, in your perception, right? What you experience right now, there's another cause is contributing to this effect. Hold it tightly, huh? There's another cause is contributing to this effect that you experience right now. What you experience right now? Fixedness. Even though I told you that it's being made, you feel that this is the same apple still, right? Do you feel this is the same apple or not? now you know something, but you don't feel it from the bottom of your heart. It's something like a mirage. You can see water in the mirage. If you know 100% it's a mirage, you know that there's no water there, even though you feel it. Right? Do you feel an apple here? That apple is a sense that creates in the mind. That's not something happening here. There is an energy aggregation. What you experience is an effect. Creation in the mind. Right now you've experienced right now. That experience also has this effect. What is that effect? Fixedness. You always feel fixed entities. You are the same person you are. Sydney is there, you are here, your car is there, you are going to the same car and you are observing and you are drinking. Where's the salt? Where's the saltiness? Coming from here. Do you add salt in your cuisines? Salt contains the saltiness. That's what you feel right now. You know, that is also an effect. That effect is generating because of, there's another cause contributing to this case. Do you know what is that?
Observation?
No.
Expectation?
No. You don't know that this is an effect due to causes. Ignorance of the reality.
How do we take knowledge up here and make it knowing inside, you know?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
How do we translate?
Okay. Throughout this session, in the middle of this hour, later, you felt this way, right? When I was explaining that, you felt at least some time that this is a flow, but you didn't experience right now, you don't experience it that way.
It's like water in your hands.
Yeah.
Something went away. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of this hour, you felt it that it's a flow, but then that light went away, right? You know why that happened? Because I am also sensing it here. Your mind and my mind is connected. Your mind and my, that's why I told you 110% attention. Your mind and my mind were connected to each other by seeing this eye contact. As a result of that, you were sensing what I was sensing. It's not only because of the sound that generated in your mind, because of the merits that you have earned in the past and because of the condition that generates here, that triggered that effect in your mind. What effect? Wisdom. Wisdom is not something that coming from the words. Wisdom is generating in the mind because of the teacher is also sensing the same way with the student. We all are not different people, ladies and gentlemen. We all are connected with each other. If you enter to the energy world, this is energy aggregation, isn't it? And how about this outside gas? That's also energy aggregated lightly. And how about you guys? Densely aggregated. Then that means this is something like 2 ice cubes on the inside water. Ice cubes also made out of same water. Water is water. That ice cube is also water. Then we all are same, isn't it? We all are connected. Because of that, I suppressed that ignorance for some time. A split second you felt it. That's it, and then it gone. Did you feel that? When you're experiencing that reality, you felt the happiness. You were like that.
How how deep do you then keep it at a sustained level?
Association
Association.
of the noble friends.
So you, yeah, okay.
I'm providing you the noble association.
What do you mean by that?
Noble association means I am providing you the reality. I am providing you the association to like you to experience the reality.
So a part of the conditions to be able to experience the wisdom of the
Truth.
Yes.
Yes. Once you get trained throughout the time, then you will be part of like that.
So you're saying you need a teacher, you need someone.
Exactly.
So the more people that wake up, like, have this, the more we'll experience it. So it's like a domino effect.
Yes, because you know what you experience, 100% correct, madam. When I experienced this, you know what I felt is I should disseminate this message to everybody. You know why you are suffering? Because of this lack of this. Because you know that you have a feeling there are things, entities everywhere. Everything is separate. These things are two different things. But when you understand that these things are not completely different, these are same energy aggregations, then you don't want an eye to see different things.
Do you mind if you explain this more?
Yes. When you understand there's no difference in the reality. Everything is same energy. Then you won't need an eye to experience a difference. You are vexing to experience a difference because you have an ignorance in your mind that there are different things that exist in the world. You know, different colors, different things exist. But there's no difference in the world. Everything is same.
We create the difference through our experiences.
No, not you create. Because of the ignorance, that is the effect that generates here.
How do we practice that? Not being that.
Initially you have to listen and comprehend this first. Then you can start practicing. You know, I really love this audience. You paid 110% attention to me. Otherwise you won't experience a single point that I'm explaining. You know that this ignorance is a cause. I'm trying my best to generate in words, right? Ignorant, this is a cause, another cause. What is that cause? Being ignorant to that this is an effect. That each and every moment your mind creates, right? That I told you that the birds are not they haven't made anything fixed. Creating. Then your mind is also each and every moment generating. It's like this. See the light? I can do that. This light is keep generating, right? It's not something there, right? If you start to feel that there's a light, then you have to keep pumping this to keep generating. That's why you are suffering. You need things to do because why? You generate that effect. Each and every moment, because of the ignorance, you need to bring causes together to generate that different effects.
So we're kind of slaves to this generation in a way, like we always get swept up.
Of wanting difference.
Difference, but there's no difference truly.
There's no difference. Why do we want difference then?
Because you think that there's a difference.
Because I think there is
difference. Think means what? Ignorance. But once you understand, see, when you listen to this, what I'm doing is tapping to your ignorance. When you're listening to this, what I'm doing is touching to your ignorance in your mind. I'm talking, that's why I told you I'm talking to your heart. I'm not talking words. I'm bringing the wisdom to you, ladies and gentlemen. And because of that, now what happened? Because of that, what happened? Now I am forcefully providing green energy, the wisdom here. That wisdom root out this one. It gives rise to a general. That's why you felt that this is not an apple, but it's a sense of an apple, isn't it? What you are experiencing right now is your mind. This is the effect. I haven't seen you because when I come closer to you, right, in the energy world, it's like just a cloud of energy. There's no shape like this, there's no colors like this. You recognize this apple because of the colors, isn't it? Because of the smell, isn't it? Because of the taste, isn't it? But none of these experiences that you felt exist here. Yeah.
Do you also argue that we give so much meanings to certain things, like expensive cars, or even though if we get closer to that object or that whatever, they're not really that thing that we created in our mind. They're just like vibrating things, but we have given way too much importance to
Yes, then you won't give very important on that.
Okay.
You won't see a difference between Jaguar and a Toyota Camry.
Oh, okay, now, yeah.
You know.
Do you eat apple the same? Do you feel the same as 2 years ago?
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel, that's a good question, sir. I feel the same way, but I know that's a feeling. Those days, I felt that the feeling is actually coming from here. It's something ghost is coming.
So you go like behind the curtain in front, you go back and forth, or you stay behind?
I mean, not 100% every time,
Yeah.
right? When I contemplate and when I have all the conditions with the wisdom, I mean, time to time it's happening. That's why I told you that I'm practicing this. And I feel, those days I had a lot of addictions, a lot of problems and stress and anxiety, everything, but I'm now working towards maximum. My efficiency is gone high. I work fingers to the bone, but I don't feel a single stress at every point, because when I'm contemplating each and every time, the pressure develops because of the absence of the wisdom. Pressure develops because absence of the wisdom. Now what I feel, when I'm eating, I know that I'm not touching what, touching happens, sensing happens, the seeing happens. But in the mind it collects both of them and feels in that way. So what mind is doing is collecting. Right? So in another session, we'll talk about the collecting process. Because you are not collecting one apple here. Each and every pixel you take it to your brain and mind creates each and every moment, and then another mind creates to collect all the memories and bring that to an effect that is an apple. We'll talk about this in future, but this is the advanced class, right?
This makes sense. I work with a lawyer, look at witnesses, like witnesses see different things, right? So you have it's like, there was something on the table, like a glass bottle, but someone thought from their history, it looks like a sample bottle, but it looks like a perfume bottle for me because I use that. So it's like,
it's individual perception.
All these, they have different conditions coming together.
Yes.
See this thing.
Yes, but everybody feels that there's a thing here, right? That's because this ignorance in here, ignorance in here, ignorance in here, ignorance in here generate that effect. What? The feeling of that you are there, seeing something here. When perception happens because of the ignorance, separation, you start to feel a separation from the world. When you're looking at me right now, who you are? Okay. I'm going to stop the perception, freeze the perception. Everybody look at me. Do you see me? Do you see me? Everybody see me. I'm going to stop that perception. Now explain who you are. Me.
Or just because we're looking into,
Yeah. Like we're interlinked, we're creating each other. I'm perceiving you,
You're perceiving me.
It's a
That means that what you feel right now is who you are. Then that means you are not you are each and every moment. You feel that there's a constant you is exist. The self, that is also a sense, ladies and gentlemen, because of the ignorance.
Do you mind if you explain that last part again?
Yes. You feel that's constantly, people are talking about non-self, right? I'm going to show you how to get rid of the self. It's not, you don't have to get rid of the self. You have to understand what is self. Do you feel constantly somebody exists here? That's a feeling because of the ignorance of that being produced. The causes come together, effect. You know that because of the ignorance, that effect changes to another effect. That is the effect that you feel right now, fixedness. You feel that you exist because of that fixedness that you experience. Because morning to night you feel the same person is there, Sydney is the same, this apple is there. You know, entity, one thing. Ansh, are you following me?
Yes, I am following. I'm just thinking about my car, get parking 2 hours.
See, that's why I know that disconnected. See, that's why I'm a teacher. I can see that students are disconnected or not.
No. Evolve that ignorance for survival yet? Do we need that trick of the mind, that ignorance, to have separateness, to protect ourselves?
No. You won't protect you. You won't feel protection. You won't feel that something within you, right? When you understand this truly.
Because we give that meaning or importance to that thing. Otherwise, once we understand them, then
there's no thing and there's no me. That doesn't mean that nothing happens. Still, I feel.
Yeah.
The sensing business happens. Your mind is doing this is mindful awareness. If I explain in a single word, awareness about awareness. You aware about awareness. Do you understand this? Ladies and gentlemen, that is what Buddha found. You know, when you think about this way, it's really, really hard. Imagine sodium chloride found that it is made out of sodium and chlorine. Would that be possible or impossible? Sodium chloride found itself the quality of the sodium and the chlorine. Can that happen or not? It's impossible because shadow doesn't know there's a hand here. Shadow doesn't know there's a light here. Something like that. Still, you feel that what you experience is actually result from here, right? That's because of the ignorance.
So you sense and you feel, but then, does the awareness sit on the top, or is it in the present
moment? Each and every moment, perception happens. Each and every moment, perception happens.
It's not a thought process.
A thought process.
It is a thought process.
Thought process, but you understand it's a thought process. The awareness of a thought process is the happiness. You are not seated. You are sensing that you are seated. Shall I give you some future trailers, right? Your eyes are not there. Each and every moment when you see, you come to know you have eyes. You don't have a car there. When you think about car, then you come to know car. Right? So, before you go, I have some announcement. What?
Because I need to move my car as well.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to announce. You know, I am not me like this if I didn't have a teacher. Do you understand this? Because I cannot find this by myself, by experiencing this life as it is, with you.
You need the effect of a teacher.
You need the effect of a teacher. Exactly. Good. Thank you. Because when you are saying this, I feel that you understood, because this is something that I have to transfer to these people. This is my duty that I received from the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, my teacher is coming to meet you guys on 5th of December. Right? He is the teacher. So this is the Mona Lisa. He is the Da Vinci. So if you come and see the Da Vinci, then you will understand how Da Vinci explained everything. Because he explains the theory of everything much simpler way. Maybe I confuse you, but he will explain very simpler. Let's see. Because I am not the person who am I. Because the happiness that I experience right now is not something that I gain from anything that I ever done throughout my life. PhD didn't give me this happiness. Postdoctoral fellowship didn't give me this happiness. The happiness of realization, this is appling. It's more sweeter than eating a same apple again and again, like giving Panadol to your mind again and again. That's why Jesus said, truth will set you free. Remember, it's there in the Bible. See, I'm not talking about Buddhism only. I can take Bible and explain this concept to you. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about the religion, I'm talking about the reality. Switch off the light and I'll finish. This is what happened to you today. See, he looks like me, right? Could you please increase the volume?
The honor is mine. Please, come, sit.
He said honor is mine, right? Actually, I'm honored to have you all here.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice, tumbling down the rabbit hole. You can say that. I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate here?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind.
That's what happened to you when in the first hour. I explained that thing to you.
Driving you mad. It is this feeling that is bothering to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what It is. The matrix is everywhere.
This is why what I ask. Do you want to? Are you ready to experience that?
It is all around us. Even now, in this very room, you can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes.
That's the illusion. He's explaining to you.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
The truth, right?
What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Light. Light. So what do you think? I have 2 tablets. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not something that you can do overnight. I did it for 5 years. I stayed with my teacher for 5 years. Not stayed completely, but I follow him. I can take you through this journey. Not only me. I'm coming from a monastery that we have 750 people live there and practice this in Sri Lanka. Throughout the year, I'm traveling with Bakula Thero, and he's not here today, everywhere in Australia. We travel a lot. We traveled miles and miles and miles to explain this concept to the people. Do you know why that you came today? Because the merits that you have earned throughout your life in the past. You have done good things. Because of that, that's why you had a feeling to come here and sit on this chair. You all are little Neos. I'm the Morpheus. I mean, if you come and see my heart, you will feel how much of love and compassion that I have towards you 100%. Because I don't have me part in here. I want you to come out of this den. I'm not asking you to, because do you think that I am, does it look like that I am somebody alien, or I'm acting normal, right? That means even though I understood this reality, I can live that. Because if you know this is like mirage, you can still see water, but you know water is not there. You can still feel the taste, not from here, generating. Sensation happens, keep each and every moment. Business of sensing. Your mind is the department of sensing business.
I mean, that's the gift, isn't it?
That's a gift.
The fact that you can sense, that you can do this.
But the thing is, Nobody told you this before. It's because there were no one to explain this in this way. That's why I found this teacher. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I and my wife back then, we both went there. We left. She also did a PhD in analytical chemistry. She worked as a senior scientist, therapeutic good administration. We both left our lives and we went there to not to practice this for ourselves, but to practice this and give this message to everybody.
Question, sorry. So, are you arguing that once we understand that we give meaning to everything and then we don't have attachment to that everything?
You won't attach because
we don't have attachment
because
to it.
we can't attach.
Because
which one to attach?
Yeah.
The attachment comes with, in order to attach you need two things. Surface and the thing. Yes.
What about then attaching to people? Like
Yeah.
you said you have a wife, so then do you not see her as...
No, I don't have now. Because she is not with me, but she is in a separate monastery in our monastery, attached to our monastery.
but like when I'm talking about attachment.
Attachment, yes.
To someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
To someone means, this attachment in the mind, the clinging happens because of the ignorance.
Okay.
Ignorance of there's a one there.
Then you won't get attached to someone.
Yes, because that I can talk to you. I can actually give 100% of me to you without attaching.
Because you don't...
Because I don't feel that, I don't perceive that there's one lady there, one girl there, one person there, no. You because of the ignorance, you always feel you always personify the things, not things.
What do you see me as?
Seeing happens, hearing, feeling, sensing happens.
So you're just experiencing.
Yes, I'm experiencing the experience. I'm talking about that. In conventionally, we can call and we can negotiate and we can do everything. But you understand really, yes, sir?
So if you see the world as this, and you can send the energy of the flow, then you see something that we don't have the perception of. So is there any weird thing that you can sense?
No.
But because all of these things we have a perception and we see it.
Yes.
But if you can sense something that we don't perceive, then
No.
is there anything out?
No. I sense what you also sense. The way is same. Only thing is, I'm practicing to get rid of the ignorance.
Or you don't want to give too much meaning towards that?
No. Meaning means like, I'm sensing an apple. Right? Meaning means apple. I sense that. But that doesn't mean that there's an apple and there's a me.
Okay.
It's like, mirage. Water is, you feel water, but you know water is not there. Something like that. Do you understand this point? You feel water. You know water is there. You know what, that's a mirage. You sense it, but you know the water is not there. It's like the what you feel is not what exists here. It's an effect due to causes. That is the theory of everything. Because there's no thing. Inverted commas, thing. It's being. That's why we call us as what? Human beings, because being human. We always being human. Yes, madam.
So once you realize that it's a happening, it's just moment to moment, it's just being there, then what's the point? Once you know this knowledge, to renouncing and be wearing a robe, or being a householder and being in the society and acting out of just as you are here, this moment. What's the difference in it?
Are you asking what's the difference that I feel or?
Yes.
Ah.
So,
I'll explain. I explain like this. I have a motivation here. Motivation doesn't come with pressure, mental pressure. My motivation is not there because of I feel that I need to get rid of it, the pressure, right? My motivation, my passion, whatever you can say, motivation is to explain this to all human beings if I can. If I get a chance to explain this to everybody, because I know that this is what everybody is searching for, longing for. You're longing for the happiness. That's not real. You're longing for the truth. The truth of the reality. Yes?
Can't you experience that the same thing, being a householder and doing the same thing, organizing a knowledge session or something, wouldn't be the same?
Because you know what happened to me? I was practicing this for 5 years and then I went here. I was just ordained 2 years ago. That doesn't mean I ordained just 1.5 years ago, but I was listening to these talks and I was practicing this, I think 7 years, since 2018. I'm not asking you to quit everything and come here and get onto the road, but first, let's listen first. Listen and comprehend this.
I was just, I mean, the way I understand it is like, so are you saying that you took up the road 1.5 years ago? You were studying this for 7 years, but was it 1.5 years ago that you did the full renunciation?
I know.
Or because the way I understand is, really you want to try and create the conditions that are gonna affect this wisdom or this awareness.
Yes,
right?
This is something like this. The wisdom generates within you because of the association I explained, right? Because of that, now you receive that association. That's why you receive that wisdom, right? If you want to practice this, you need to keep receiving this association, because you were associating all the time. You were associating since you were morning to night. You were associating ignorant people. You don't associate wise ones. Getting to this road provided me good environment to always associate the noble association who are wiser, because each and every monk, each and every person in our monastery has a teacher, a separate teacher for him. We always follow that teacher. The teachers connect to this teacher. He's the main head chief incumbent monk in the monastery. So this is why I left this life, right? But once you start listening to these talks and practicing these qualities, then because we have provided that environment to you. We are doing every Monday, so at this moment 7 to 8, it's all done. 7 to 8 every Monday, Sydney time, we have a session online. The name of that session is Detox Your Mind. See? That's truth, right? There you go. This one. So Detox Your Mind. So 7 to 8 we practice this. I'm taking people through a journey. Not only me, different Theros, different monks will come there and present this thing, the wisdom. But that is to keep the boat float until we come again and again. Because you know that when you are in front of me, the effect that you are listening to me in front of this room, you give 110% attention, not 100%. Right? But when you are at home, what you do? You cook and you are listening, but you are cooking and you are doing all these things and listening. So you are not giving 110% attention. You are giving 20% attention. So that's why I always ask people to come with the switching on the camera. Then you have to stay in front of camera now. Right? So likewise, we conduct this session every Monday, 7 to 8. If you have time to allocate for this, right, ladies and gentlemen, at least this life, let's work together to get rid of this ignorance. You have been searching for this for years and years and eons and eons. We have been providing Panadols to everywhere, each and every moment you have been providing Panadols. You need eyes to see a difference. You need ear to hear a difference. Because you think there are different sounds, different entities are there. Even the sound is not different, ladies and gentlemen. If you understand the science of Fourier frequencies, I can explain that. You know, the violin and the flute sound different, right? That's the effect, but they are not really there. I mean, there's a science behind that. A little bit of science is there. Because I was a scientist, so I can explain through the science.
So many people who have been ordained have a scientific background, like Ajahn Brahm, Bikini, Kusuma. So many people seem to have scientific background.
Because using science we can explain, because this is what you've experienced, this is what you learned. But this is made out of cells. This is made out of electrons, protons, neutrons. From that science, we can explain that what's really going to happen. So, is this apple or appling? Is it the same apple or different apple? You can't say that because it's keep appling. Right? When you come to this room, right? There's a room there, right? Is that the same room that you are now going? After ending this session, are you going to the same room? No, that moment room is not there now. Each and every moment rooming. Even your car is not a car, it's carring. You are not you are-ing. Youing. Do you understand this? Do you feel it? I mean, this is not something knowledge. Don't take it to your CD. You have to experience it with me. The flame came from the inside, right? Then, is it there inside? No. Then this is a manifestation. This flame doesn't have yellow color. What exists here is vibrational energy and light energy. The light energy triggers colors, vibrational energy triggers the sense of heat. Do you understand this? There are two types of energies that provides colors and sense of heat in the two senses, through the two senses. Yellow, heat. That's the reality. But you feel there's a flame. Is it the flame or flaming?
But you can be aware of that vibration, or you can be aware of it, but then as soon as you go, all right, this plus that equals flame, that's the illusion.
Yes, flame is an effect in the mind. It's not a flame.
Yes.
Do you understand? It's not a flame. This is not the same flame. This is not the same flame that was there. This is not the same flame. This is not. Is it an orange? Oh, sense of orange.
It's oranging.
Oranging. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Because it's almost 10 to 15.